Have you ever felt like your symptoms don't make any sense? One minute, you're anxious. The next, you're exhausted. You can't sleep. Your joints hurt. You're waking up at 3 a.m. You can't find the words you want to say. And somehow you're being told that all of these completely different symptoms are part of the same thing. Perimenopause? For many women and people in perimenopause, that's where the confusion starts, because knowing you're in perimenopause doesn't necessarily explain why you're experiencing the symptoms you're experiencing. From a Western medicine perspective, part of the explanation is that estrogen receptors are found throughout the body. They're found in the brain, the bones and joints, the cardiovascular system, the bladder and pelvic tissues, the skin, and many other tissues throughout the entire body. So as estrogen levels begin to fluctuate and change, it's not unusual for symptoms to show up in many different places at the same time. That helps explain why symptoms can seem so widespread and varied. But why these symptoms show up differently from person to person, that's where traditional Chinese medicine shines. Why does one person experience anxiety and insomnia while another experiences brain fog and exhaustion? Why does one person struggle with hot flashes and night sweats while another feels stuck, irritable, and overwhelmed? And that's where I find TCM adds another layer of understanding. Hi, I'm Dr. Tanya Kellaway. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine. And for the last 16 years, I've been helping people make sense of symptoms that often seem completely unrelated. What I love about TCM is that it doesn't just ask, what symptoms do you have? It asks, what patterns do these symptoms create? Because from a Chinese medicine perspective, symptoms are rarely random. They're information. They're clues. They're part of a larger story. TCM looks for patterns of change within the body. Patterns that help explain why different people can experience the same transitions in very different ways. Over thousands of years, practitioners observe that certain groups of symptoms tend to appear together. When we recognize these patterns, we begin to understand not only what someone is experiencing, but also what else we might be experiencing at the same time. And that's where the Menopause Map comes in. The Menopause Map is a framework I created that brings together modern understanding of hormone changes and TCM patterns to help make sense of why symptoms can look so different from person to person. Not everyone experiences perimenopause the same way. Some become anxious, some become exhausted, some become frustrated and irritable, some struggle with brain fog, some experience hot flashes and night sweats, and many experience a combination of several of these patterns at the same time. What TCM has done for thousands of years is look beyond the diagnosis and ask, why is this particular person experiencing these particular symptoms? Because two people can both be in perimenopause and have completely different experiences. That's why a one-size-fits-all approach doesn't always feel helpful. The Menopause Map helps us start to understand those differences. And there's something else I think is important to say. Perimenopause isn't just a hormone transition. It's often an identity transition too. Our culture tends to talk about aging as something to be feared and resist and somehow overcome. But from my perspective, this stage of life isn't about becoming less. It's about becoming different. Yes, our bodies are changing. Yes, some things become more challenging. But this season of life can also bring wisdom, clarity, confidence, and a deeper understanding of who we are. The goal isn't to pretend that change isn't happening. The goal is to understand it. Because when we understand what's changing and why, we're often able to meet the change with more compassion, more curiosity, and trust ourselves. Over the next series of videos, I'm going to introduce some of the foundational TCM medicine in a way that makes sense for our modern lives. We'll talk about yin and yang, we'll talk about qi, we'll talk about blood and body fluids. We'll talk about why sleep changes, why anxiety shows up, why hot flashes happen, and why your body may be communicating in a way you've never been taught to understand. Because one of the things I want you to know is this: your body is not betraying you. Your body is communicating with you. And the more we understand the language, the more the symptoms begin to make sense. So if you've ever felt confused by what your body is doing, you're in the right place. In the next video, I'm going to introduce you to the 7-year cycle, a foundational concept in TCM that helps us understand the natural transitions of life. Think of it as a series of guideposts rather than a set of rules. When we understand the change is a normal part of our journey, we'll often be able to meet it with more curiosity and less fear. Join me for the next step in the Menopause Map, and let's continue making sense of what your body may be trying to tell you.